This is problem number 3 from Fall 2016 Quiz 1. It's another elasticity question. It states, consumer expenditures on milk have increased 40% in the past year following a 50% increase in gallons sold. What is the elasticity of demand for milk? And we're given the formula to use when we're solving for this elasticity. So let's go through the steps on how to solve this. Let's go through each of the items we're given. First, we're given that consumer expenditures have increased 40% in the past year. Consumer expenditure, another way to think of it, is P times Q. So the current year we'll have as P1 times Q1. And we're told it's increased 40% from the previous year, which we'll call year 0, P0 times Q0. I like to think of this in terms of fractions, so we'll rewrite this as 7/5 P0 Q0. We're also told in the past year that there's been an increase in gallons sold of 50%. So using the same logic, we'll have Q1 for the current year. The past year will be Q0, and that means gallons sold has gone up 1/2, 50%. Q1 equals 3/2 Q0. Now we're told to find the elasticity using this formula, which we remember from class 1. And that's all over P1 minus P0 over P0. So believe it or not, we actually have everything we need to solve for this elasticity given the statement of the problem. So let's go ahead and show you some of the tricks on how to do this. First thing we'll do is work with this top part here. We know that Q1 is equal to 3/2 Q0, so let's just sub out this Q1, and now we have in the numerator 3/2 Q0 minus Q0 over Q0. All right, simplifying this further, we have Q0 can come outside, 3/2 minus 1 over Q0. The Q0's cancel out. And what we're left is, on the top, we'll call this the top, equals 1/2. Now we need to solve for the bottom, this part here. That's going to be a little trickier. So let's figure out how to do that. So bottom, and we're given that, we'll call P1 Q1 is equal to 7/5 P0 Q0. We want to isolate P1 and P0 so we can use the trick from before. So P1 is equal to 7/5 P, let's do this Q0 over Q1 all times P0. Now we actually know what this is from the first part. Right? Remember, Q1 is equal to 3/2 Q0. So flipping everything around, that means we have Q0 over Q1 is equal to 2/3. Okay? So working with this top part here, we can now do P1 is equal to 7/5 times 2/3 times P0, or we can simplify this to P1 is equal to 14 over 15 P0. And now for the bottom, we're just going to do the same trick as before. Right? P1 minus P0 over P0. Well, let's plug everything in here. Now we have P1 is equal to 14, 15 P0 minus P0 over P0. Let's rearrange everything here. P0 can come out. 14 over 15 minus 1 all over P0. These cancel out. So we're left with the bottom is equal to -1 over 15. So recall from up here we had the top is equal to 1/2. The bottom is negative 1/15. So top over bottom is going to be elasticity 1/2 all over negative 1/15, which becomes negative 15/2. So our elasticity is negative 7.5. That's elastic demand, right? Which we should have expected because consumer expenditures increased 40% following a 50% increase in gallons sold.